Oh, wow. It's hot here in this van. Um, I need to get a fan in it, and I need to get a lot of different things I really want too. I need to get solar power and some other things. um, it is the depths of summer, and I expected it to be hot. Trying to get the air conditioner to run properly. These Ford Econolines have an air conditioner issue that requires about $1,200 worth of repair, except for that you can bypass that repair bill by bypassing what you're trying to replace, by basically getting the replacement parts and installing them within the cabin area. So that's something that I have done. And yes, it does work. It doesn't work very well yet because I think I still haven't formed a proper vacuum. It involves you messing with the vacuum tubes, the vacuum system. Well, the rubber's up off the floor of the van. There's a place where there's some serious rust that needs to be taken out and replaced with a piece of sheet metal. I have been using this as my daily driver, and so that's a big plus. Um, I got new seat covers because I've been uh, tearing up the driver's seat, and it's a common thing in any cargo van, or actually basically any vehicle, to tell you the truth, is there's always a driver, so there's not always a passenger, and so the driver's seat wears out faster. I've made up a, I wouldn't say a budget, but a ledger of what I'm spending on the van, and I am making up a video to document what I'm doing and planning to do to the van. Cleaning the van. There is a lot of dust generated. If I understand correctly, there's a great deal of dirt on the underside of the van. So I need to take it in and actually do a car wash on the other side and get all that dirt off of there, and see if I can't find ways of finding up all the rust spots that are necessary to be fixed. Um, Basically, I'm going to have to take a grinder and with a wire brush attachment, and then turn around and use that to get the rust basically down to bare metal. I can coat it with a rust converting spray, rust converter, or Rust-Oleum is what it is. Um, their rust converting spray. So that's something that I'm working on. Let's see. Oh, wiring. So far, right now, I think the first project should be adding a house battery. So I'm going to have to find a suitable battery. It's just going to have to be a 12-volt system. I don't think a 24-volt system would be wise considering it's a 12-volt van. And I do know there are vehicles that are run on a 24-volt system. They're much larger vehicles, and there's nothing like what I'm going to be doing here. I know that 24 volts can be more reliable and more efficient than a 12-volt system. However, I just have to use 12 volts because that's what it is. So far, what I could tell by the wiring is it looks like there's just cable that runs to part of the, well, there's cable that runs to a device under the hood, and then that runs to the back of the van to where the sine wave inverter was. And what else? If that device is a battery isolator, then I can just slap a battery in and it'll be all right, and it will do its own thing. If it turns out that the device is not a battery isolator, yeah, I'd have to put a switch in or something like that, but nothing big, no big deal. If it turns out that it does not have that it is not a battery isolator, I'm not even really sure what it is, then we'll see what it does from there. I'm going to have to get one. And battery isolators aren't cheap, especially if you're wanting to charge a house battery or turn around and charge the van battery, for that matter. Oh, I did have a slight electrical problem. It wasn't really awful. I wasn't able to start the van, and I wasn't sure exactly why. And I thought the battery was bad or something like that. But it was right after I had done some work on the electrical system itself. I had removed the uh, red cable, which is the positive side, from the battery and tucked it away down into the engine compartment area. It's not going to get burnt up or nothing like that. It's just tucked off to the side and is pretty secure. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. If it turns out to be a big deal, then we'd know it. But in this case, I really don't think it's a big issue. I don't think it's going to hit the positive terminal, is what I'm saying. I don't think it can. It's just the way it's built. Anyway, I also went to my old vehicle and I retrieved the OBD reader. Turns out I don't necessarily need it right now, but I've got an OBD reader in here now, which can be hooked up to a Raspberry Pi, I believe, via the Wi-Fi or via the Bluetooth, I believe, actually, now that I think of it. And yeah, that's something I'm working on yet too. When I say working on, I am conceiving of it within my mind, and not necessarily doing the physical labor on it at this point. I'm trying to consider how I want the Raspberry Pi to control various systems within the van, and I need to figure out what systems are required and what systems are wanted. I believe strongly that one of the systems that's going to be required is a fan or some kind of a better air conditioning system, and so there's that. I don't know. Anyway, this has been a 10-minute video so far, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of this and end up publishing this immediately after I publish that first one that I'm working on. And I'm sure there's going to be pictures here come up shortly. I'm going to shoot for that too, and I will tell you more as we go. Have a great day.